Good evening, beautiful goddess. Welcome to another episode of the Lovegodesss podcast with your host, Katya Melvin. And this week we are talking about dark feminine energy and what it is, why it is important, and what qualities does a woman have in order to be emitting the dark feminine energy. I want to address the fact that dark simply means mysterious, something that is unseen, something that is unanswered, something that is making you question, is this person about this or is she about this, right? Something that makes you wonder, something that is not seen with the naked eye. And that level of mystery means that the person could not be completely, you can't really tell or you can't really predict that person, and that gives that element of surprise or novelty about the person. And that is what makes that person very attractive, very seductive, right? In my teachings, I always say there is two energies in a relationship, specifically the energy of safety, the energy of love, the energy of an ongoing relationship is a very safe energy, but too much of that energy actually serves the opposite. We do want and need that safety within a person, but too much of it makes things boring. It makes us wonder what else is out there. What are we missing out on? What have we not seen? So what I teach when I talk on the subject of becoming a love goddess is how do you incorporate both elements, the element of safety and the element of novelty and mystery within the relationship, because what keeps relationship passionate, what keeps lust appearing within the same relationship for the same person is that element of novelty. If whether it's a woman or a man are able to deliver on that element of novelty, but yet maintain that element of safety within the relationship, this is a well-balanced, passionate marriage that's gonna last through the years, right? And it's gonna be burning with fire. Now, what happens a lot is that marriages do lose the novelty aspect to the relationship. That doesn't simply mean go try new toys. That's boring and it works to a degree, but it's not what I'm talking about. It's about that new depth to the person, new depth to the person that's next to you, that you look at her and you wonder, I don't even know you. I thought I knew you, but I don't even know you, and you're so much better. Who are you, right? It's that new level of discovery about that person is what keeps you being resparked. It's not trying new sex toys that you read about in a magazine, which is totally cool aspect to a relationship for sure, but I'm talking about deep level stuff. I'm talking about the energetics of the relationship, not what you do within the relationship. It is so sad that so many marriages settling for mediocrity, for not having that passionate relationship. I was with a client this morning and she shared with me, I asked her, so what does your boyfriend likes about you? They've been together for 6 years. They live together. And she goes, well, he likes my butt. Okay, cool. What else? What does he say to you? Well, he says you look nice. I was like, that's not specific enough. Look nice. I would punch that boyfriend in the face. That doesn't tell me, like, don't just tell me I look nice. That's so, like, makes me want to throw up. Like, be specific. What do you like about me looking nice? Is it something that I'm wearing? Is it how I looked at you? Is it how I touched you? What is it that, like, and I have such a different level of, like, to in a man. My husband set the bar so high that I can't even stomach anything less than, right? And I know you deserve that too. So don't settle for mediocrity. What you're looking in a relationship is a depth and energetic connection and new level of discovery and novelty in that other person, right? And so dark feminine energy is that mystery, is that novelty that's going to keep the relationship going. Dark feminine energy is the unseen. Dark feminine energy is wondering, when she goes out to do her thing, right? Like, is she truly keeping her faith to me, right? And that insecurity, in a sense, right? Like love and relationship and marriage, we create those unions to have that sense of security in the relationship. However, what keeps the relationship passionate is the other aspect, is the danger aspect of the relationship. What keeps relationship lustful for another person is the danger aspect of that relationship, right? And so how do you create that danger without breaking the relationship or crossing the boundaries? And like this aspect is such a personal, like such a unique aspect to each situation, to each couple, because each couple have their own set of dynamics, their own set of boundaries, their own set of insecurities, right? And it is what works for one couple will not work for another couple. And it is so important to find that perfect consensual, I can't stress this enough, consensual middle ground where both you are happy and your partner is happy, right? And so dark seductive energy contains all these elements to which I'm talking this week, and specifically today I am talking about mystery. I am talking about keeping the silence, keeping the privacy, and that's what, like, that mystery, that silence, that privacy is what creates seduction, right? You want to emerge. Seduce means to emerge in another person, or a person, like in that aspect of another person that you haven't yet discovered. When you are being seduced, you want to receive pleasure from that personal trait that another person has, or the life that they're living, and they're seducing you with either their personality, their promise of amazing pleasures, whether it's the lifestyle that they're living, or the way they approach things, or the way they talk about sex, or the way they make you feel. And you want to explore more of that energy of that other person because of how they make you feel, right? That is what seduction is. Seduction means that another person makes you feel a certain way, and that promises more. There is more to explore, right? And that's where that mystery element comes in. That's where that mysterious privacy element comes in. And I've been on this for so long, on this dark feminine journey for so long. I don't remember where it started, but I think it started in my teenage years. And it must have started with all the books on seduction that I was reading, because I was looking to find the one for the longest time. And it just became my second nature. Now I learned the techniques a long time ago, and now it's just part of who I am. I can almost pinpoint what it is that I'm doing, that like it's just part of my nature. Same thing with you. If you don't yet know how to tap into your dark feminine energy, you learn the specific techniques and you practice them, and they become your second nature as well, right? I had a hard lesson in privacy. I started being a private person after I had my Kundalini awakening, which I shared with you in previous podcast episodes. It was not accepted well, right? My mom would, and I was 14, my mom would sit me down and say, you need a psychiatrist. Let's go either in therapy or let's go see a doctor. And I said, no, I don't need psychiatrists, and no, I will not be going to see a doctor. I am perfectly fine, and just the fact that you don't understand me doesn't mean that I am sick or something is wrong with me. And just like being rejected, being different from society has told me to like shut my mouth a long time ago. And as much as I wanted to make life perfect and make other people see what I see, I learned that they will not be able to see it because they're not at my level. And I stopped sharing. I stopped sharing my thoughts, my ideas. I kept them to myself. It was a hard. It was hard at first, but I think I learned to make peace with it within a year, if not less. And since then, I just keep my thoughts to myself, my ideas to myself. I don't share that with anyone, especially when I've learned that every time I would share something, I would be thrown like a wet towel on it, or somebody would piss on my ideas or my big dreams. I would share my big aspirations with someone, and I would be like hit with a hammer on my head. Oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, that's not possible. Or like again, my mom, and I know we all come into this earth to be our lessons and guides, and like I keep saying, my mom, I love her so dearly. I had very happy childhood, but she did oopsies, I hit my light. She did serve quite a bit of a role in my personal development. And she was my teacher in a way, right? And I remember sharing to my mom my biggest aspiration. I want to be the most like, I forgot what I said, but I reached a level where I really wanted to show the world how amazing life could be, how you can reach big heights, how what's the right way, what's the wrong way, right? And in that moment of inspiration, I said to her, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna show everyone. And I was so inspired with that idea. It was my motivation. And then she would like dump a bucket of cold water on my head. Oh, you don't need to do that. Nobody needs that. You don't need to do that. I was like, no, yes, I do. I have just found my life purpose, and you like just told me I don't need to do that. So since that moment and many others, like I became vegetarian, and a lot of people around me started telling me, oh, you're not gonna last like even a month with it. And here I am going on 20 years, if not longer, being a vegetarian. So, on the topic of dark feminine energy, you keeping your private thoughts to yourself, you being mysterious, you're creating the void that another person wants to explore more and more and more with you. You are making people question, who are you really? You are making people wonder, who is the real you? Because you're this and you're this. Remember, like Lady Gaga, in her early years of her career, there are all these rumors were going that she's a male and she has a dick, right? And while Lady Gaga is not exactly a good example of a dark, seductive feminine energy, it made you wonder, because there was that element of mystery. Who is Lady Gaga? Why is she not showing, or Sia, like not showing her face, right? Who is Sia and why she's not showing her face? And that creates that element and anxiety, and you want to find out what's behind the veil, what's the mystery, and that attracts that like almost unsettling feeling that you want to know, you want to get to the truth of it, right? And you become obsessed with that feeling that you want to know, and that's how you become magnetic to other people, is when you create that element of mystery around yourself, so they want to know who the real you is, because some people say that, some people say that, and you are both dark and light and all things in between. But who are you really? And people are very much attracted to that aspect of mystery within yourself, and that is one of the qualities. Actually, I named 3 that pertain to dark feminine energy. I'll talk on other ones in my future podcast. So we talked about mystery, we talked about privacy, we talked about I wouldn't call it secrecy. I think secrecy and privacy is kind of the same thing. You just don't share your private things. Another thing, like, that I'm thinking of, like privacy, like girls, just seriously, like if you I see really bad trend in American society with girls. They would be like farting and burping, and first of all, it's manners. Mind your manners, bitch. That's just disgusting. Like, nobody wants to be around you if you don't have good manners, right? And yet I keep seeing that this is like, ha ha ha, oh, I farted. Like, hello? Right? And so first of all, like, this is part of secrecy and privacy. Like, nobody wants to be around you if you can't even keep your private things to yourself, right? So please don't be that woman. Have manners, have high class, have high value of yourself. Don't do things like that. They're low value. They don't position you as a high value person, right? And element of mystery. You definitely want to maintain the element of mystery within the relationship if you want to keep the dark feminine energy going. With that, my love, I will speak with you next on another recording of podcast on what other feminine energy traits the dark feminine has. And I have established a practice called Lovegodesss practice, where I do energy work in the morning. I do visualization work. I do a lot of clearing work in the morning, and I incorporate movement to move my energy in the body and also tap into my very own feminine. And I do energy work in the evening as well before I go to bed. I call this Lovegodesss practice. This has served to become a basis to Lovegodesss Studio. Very soon we're gonna have a virtual element to it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I want for you to become part of that. If you are local to Virginia Beach, I invite you to come for your very first class for $10 only. Normally it's $40 for non-members and $25 for members of the Lovegodesss Studio. And try it out, what it's like to have Lovegodesss practice. And we have spirituality workshops within that, as well as seductive dance classes, both pertaining to awaken that feminine energy within. I invite you to come in. I will drop the promo code and the link to the classes below. Thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.